Welcome back to California Cooking. Today, moms, this menu is just for you. We're starting with a no-cook breakfast in bed for mom, then a simple chicken caprese dish that's perfect for brunch or lunch, and a fruit tart that is almost too pretty to eat. But first, how about surprising mom this Mother's Day with a box of homemade beignets? This lightly fried dough dusted with powdered sugar is a New Orleans treat that found a new home in Studio City. Check out Beignet Box. Hi, Elizabeth.
Hi, how are you guys?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I am well. Thank you for having us today.
Only 3 weeks ago, you guys opened. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. We are so excited. We've been getting the best reception from the neighborhood.
Yeah.
It's like we couldn't ask for better. It's so awesome.
Beignet Box. I got one of the boxes here. And I live in Studio City, and I would always drive by your truck on Ventura Boulevard. It was always parked, you know, and there'd be a line. And then just the other day, I remember driving down Ventura Boulevard. I'm like, oh my gosh, you guys got a storefront, which is so exciting.
We had some pivots, much like everybody else last year with the lockdown. Our first plan was to open in New Orleans, but we did so well here, and we were so well received that we just decided, you know what, we're gonna open here in Studio City. And so here we are, and we actually have another location opening next month in Glendale.
Here's a confession. I'm ashamed to admit I've never been to New Orleans, so I've never had a proper beignet. So you're from New Orleans or Louisiana? Talk to us about beignets, and for those who have never had one.
In New Orleans, Southern Louisiana, beignets are something that we are brought up on. I've had a love for beignets my whole life. My mom used to bring my brother and I as like a really special treat before school to our favorite place. But a lot of people make them at home, and even if you don't have enough time to like make the dough, we'll just fry biscuits. So it's like very popular food.
Christina Milian, who we know, she's been in the spotlight for many years. You guys met as roommates out here, right?
Christina Milian has been my best friend for about 2 decades now. We have a foundation that we were building homes after Katrina in New Orleans, and she would come with me all the time. And everybody that would come in just loved beignets, and we just kind of put our minds together and was like, why don't we share this with the rest of the world? And then we moved in together in Studio City.
Okay.
And our house is called the Sugar Shack.
Cute.
Oh yeah, so actually before Beignet Box, the name of the company was Sugar Shack.
Yeah.
But we couldn't get the trademark, and so it evolved into Beignet Box. And it couldn't be a better name.
Okay, I can only imagine back in the day, you two as roomies in the Sugar Shack. Was that a good time? You guys had almost like a New Orleans Mardi Gras style parade in Studio City to celebrate the opening of Beignet Box, which I thought was so cute. And I noticed Christina, very, very pregnant on the float. She just had her baby, which is...
She did. She just had her baby like a couple days ago, like 3 days ago. So, and it was about 10 days before her due date when we had the parade. And we just knew that we really wanted to have a grand opening in a really big way to share our love of the South, and especially Louisiana with Studio City. We just had an amazing parade.
You were so sweet to send over some beignets. So
Yeah.
I was snacking. I love that there's the minis and the regular size. But, and they're so crispy and fluffy, and they've got the powdered sugar. If you were to tell someone what the difference is, obviously besides the shape, but the difference between a beignet and a donut?
So the beignet and a donut is they're both fried. Yeah. But the way they're finished, donuts are finished with being glazed, and beignets are finished with powdered sugar. And ours are a little bit different than other beignets in the way that we layer our beignets. So a lot of beignets are more like a donut where the inside is dense and bready. Yep. But as you can see, ours is layered and folded over and over and over to create those layers like a croissant.
Yes.
And so it's a lot more airy and fluffy on the inside.
It's interesting because these are still a little bit warm. They're so crispy, which I'd say that's one difference between this and a donut. They're definitely crispier. And it's not sweet. Like if you were to just eat it without dipping it in caramel or chocolate, lightly sweetened.
You can make, like, we'll start selling our dough.
Yeah.
Soon. And my mother makes it in the air fryer at home, and she uses it as her dinner rolls.
Yes.
So you don't add the powdered sugar. It's an amazing dinner roll.
Oh, that's brilliant. That's good. Yeah. And I think wouldn't this be the sweetest little gift to bring to mom for Mother's Day?
Yes. It's going to be an amazing Mother's Day gift. We have so many people already ordering for that and saying that they're going to bring their moms in, and so we're so excited.
Congratulations on the business. I mean, Beignet Box already a hit in Studio City with more locations to come, which is really exciting.
Yeah. Aww. Thank you so much for having us and trying the beignets and loving them.
They're so good. I can't wait to visit.
Well, we can't wait to have you here.
Oh, thank you so much. Bye, Elizabeth. Congratulations.
Enjoy your beignets.
Thank you. Oh my gosh, those beignets are so good. They're light and fluffy, and their packaging is super cute. Coming up, more sweetness for mom. Levi and I are showing you how to make a fruit tart, and it's a beauty. Then, if I could pick one thing I'd want for breakfast, it would be a bagel loaded with smoked salmon and all of my favorite toppings. And the best news, there's nothing to cook. And moms, I know the last thing you want to do is be in the kitchen on Mother's Day, but this chicken caprese is a snap with marinated tomatoes, creamy mozzarella, and crunchy ciabatta croutons. That's coming up next. Here is a light and delicious dish to make this Mother's Day. It's a caprese salad with grilled chicken and toasted ciabatta. Take a look. So I was thinking of different ideas for good old chicken breast, which can get monotonous and sometimes boring. So I thought of, the tomato caprese salad, which is the buffalo mozzarella with the tomatoes and the basil. And what if I combine that with some grilled chicken on top? So I'm gonna see how this all turns out. And this dish, the better the tomatoes are, the better this dish is gonna be, because it's just a raw tomato salad. So I've got these pretty multicolored cherry tomatoes. I'm gonna use those. But as we head into summer and tomatoes get better and better, this dish. So with the chicken, I have 2 chicken breasts, and what you're gonna do is basically butterfly them. So you follow along here with a sharp knife until you split it open halfway, and then you cut through and you get 2 chicken breasts essentially out of 1. And then either in a Ziploc bag or some plastic wrap, and I'm gonna take my rolling pin and just flatten this guy out. As thin as you can get it without it tearing. Got one, let's do one more. Chicken breasts ready to go. I'm gonna cook this on a grill pan. I wanna get the grill marks. You don't have to if you don't have one. A skillet would be fine. It just adds a little something, and if you can grill outside these chicken breasts, I think that'd be even better. Let's season our chicken. Hit them up with some salt and some pepper. Finally got a proper pepper grinder. I was always using the ones from the grocery store, which were terrible. A little bit of garlic, powdered garlic, and I've got some olive oil. You want your grill pan to be pretty hot. While you're waiting for your grill to heat up, I've got some ciabatta bread. And what I'm gonna do with that is I'm gonna make some croutons. So I'm gonna cut pretty thick slices of the bread. Let's get some olive oil on it. I also like to put a little bit of salt when I grill bread. So I'm gonna put those on before the grill gets too hot. And then the other side, olive oil. To the caprese part of this dish. So cutting our tomatoes, I'm just gonna slice them in half and put them in a bowl here. To our tomatoes, salt, good amount of salt when you want to flavor your tomatoes. Pepper, balsamic vinegar, make a little sauce. Also what I like to do, I mix my red wine vinegar and my balsamic vinegar, because red wine vinegar has that kick. Garlic, just gonna add couple of cloves of garlic to our tomatoes. Give it a rough chop, get it in our bowl. And a good amount of olive oil, and keep an eye on the bread. You might want to have extra bread just in case. There we go, okay. We're getting somewhere. The longer you let this sit, on the counter, room temperature, the better these tomatoes are gonna be. So I would say if you can, at least an hour. Let these just kind of marinate. That's done. Let's check on our bread. Let's flip that guy. Chicken going on. And then the back side of the chicken breast, season that side. Salt and pepper. A couple of the breasts are done, so I'm gonna show you guys how to do this, how I wanna plate it. So fresh basil, obviously it goes so well with tomatoes and technically, I guess you're supposed to tear your basil. So I'm gonna tear my basil into my tomatoes. And then what makes it a caprese is buffalo mozzarella. If you guys have never had buffalo mozzarella, look at that. It's ooey, it's gooey. It's totally different than regular mozzarella. It usually comes in water. I bought this in a little bag, and a lot of it's artisan, cheese that's made locally. And they have it at most grocery stores. What I would do is I'd take my bread, I would cut that into chunks like croutons. I'd probably do a little something like this, where I'd add it right at the last minute so it doesn't get soaked. Toss it all around, the garlic, the vinegar, basil, and just plate it up. And then the bread soaks up all that sauce. Maybe do two, because that's a small little chicken breast. And maybe get a little bit of that sauce and drizzle it on top. We take the dollops of the buffalo mozzarella and dot our dish. Just for a little something pretty on top. Some more basil. There you go. Chicken Caprese Salad. Enjoy. Oh my goodness, this could be my new favorite chicken dish. The sweetness of those tomatoes marinated in the garlic and the balsamic vinegar, combined with that crunchy toasted ciabatta, it is really good. Coming up, Levi and I are whipping up a delicious dessert made with love. Then I'm assembling a no-cook breakfast for Mom. That's coming up next. Here is a sweet treat that Mom is going to love. It's a pie crust topped with cream cheese frosting, lots of fresh fruit, and even some edible flowers. Here's my fruit pizza. Maybe you've seen those fruit pizzas that I think usually the base is made out of a sugar cookie and you put all the fruit on top with that cream cheese icing. I'm gonna try to make that, but instead of doing the cookie dough, which actually sounds pretty delicious, I'm gonna just use a frozen pie dough, and just to cut back on sugar a little bit, and I think it'll be just as delicious and just as beautiful. Here's the problem sometimes when you get frozen pie dough. This is how it ended up thawing. When I opened it up, it just turned into crumbled mess, but don't panic. It's totally okay, because once it thaws, you just roll it back into a ball. I just wanna make a thin, round, almost like a pizza shape. You could also do rectangular. Sometimes that's what I end up with, because you try to make a circle and it doesn't quite turn out. And I put a little bit of flour on the board. There we go. Boom, we're done with one portion of our recipe. Easy. I've got a cookie sheet with some parchment, and I'm just gonna place right on top. Now the one thing I might wanna do, so we get a nice brown on it, is I might wanna do a little bit of egg wash. I'm gonna put this in a 425-degree oven and bake it until it's cooked. And then we're gonna top it with ingredients that we don't bake. To make our topping for our fruit pizza, cream cheese, into a mixer, I'm gonna do, I think 1.5, and try to get it to room temperature if you can, but if not, no big deal. Some powdered sugar. I don't wanna make this too sweet, so I'm gonna say 2 tablespoons of powdered sugar and see where we're at. Some orange zest, and then cut it and juice it in there. I think a little vanilla would be nice too. Just a teaspoon. Let's whip up our icing. And then we're gonna let our pie crust cool, and then we'll put the cream cheese icing and top it with all these beautiful berries. Onto the fruit. This can be anything you want. I just happened to see some berries that were beautiful, so I'm gonna do strawberries, blueberries, edible flowers. How cute, $2, $2.50 at Whole Foods. These pretty little flowers that you can just put on top. It's, again, I think this is what's fun about a dessert like this or a snack like this is however you wanna decorate it, whatever you wanna top it with is gonna be great. Levi, are you ready to help me? Do you want to taste? Taste this. Oh yeah. This is going to be a fruit pizza. Do you want to give it a try? Okay, so I need your help.
Fruit pizza.
I'm gonna put the icing.
I'm gonna put some icing.
Yeah, you get to spread it. Oh yeah. You're gonna eat all the icing, I feel like.
I'm not.
Okay. Here's an offset spatula, and that is just easy to go like this. Look, are you gonna do it? Oh yeah, there you go.
If there's extra, then you scoop it up.
You know what, if there's extra, you scrape it onto here. I cut up these berries, and I think I'm gonna just go around and make a design. Are you gonna help me design, hun? Here, here's some berries. Give it a whirl. Now, can you pour a handful of blueberries? Woohoo! We gotta put some raspberries. I forgot. Do you wanna tuck these in?
No,
A little
don't eat.
You wanna just eat? I thought you were gonna help me design our pizza. But what we do need are some pretty edible flowers. I do think that could look nice.
It looks like a party cake.
I know, it looks like a party. One more little thing. I've got some mint. Oh, maybe I just do this. Like little leaves on the flowers. Levi, look! Do you want to try our fruit pizza?
It looks like a cake.
But isn't it just so cute?
That's like a cake more.
For you?
No, that's for you.
Oh, that's for me. Should I cut you a piece? Cheers. Think. What do you think of our fruit pizza?
I'm good.
Good. Thanks for helping. What I love about that dessert is it's not too sweet and it's just so pretty. Levi couldn't get enough of that frosting too. Okay, from dessert to a no-cook breakfast for mom, I could eat this every single weekend. It's my favorite loaded bagel with smoked salmon. Take a look. It's Mother's Day, and moms, we don't want to cook. Am I right? You've been cooking for the last 14 months. You need a little bit of a break. So I was thinking, if you have to make breakfast Mother's Day morning, this is what I would love to have. If somebody were to, if I were sleeping in and you'd bring a tray, this is what I would want on the tray, is a loaded everything bagel, cream cheese, smoked salmon, a little bit of cucumber, tomato, capers. That is my kind of breakfast, and it's no cook. So technically, if no one's gonna make this for you in bed, at least you won't be slaving over the stove making breakfast. So here's my favorite thing, which usually I'd order if I were to go out for brunch. I always see this on the menu and I always get it, but I make it at home a lot too. So the things that you usually find on a bagel with smoked salmon or lox, whatever you want to call it, would be all the fixins that you'd see at the deli, which are tomatoes, cucumbers, red onion, sometimes some green pepper. So you make, I like to make a little tray and you just kind of put all your toppings out. So usually when I make brunch or breakfast and I have people over, which hasn't been a whole lot lately, obviously, I always like to make a smoked salmon platter. I just think it's fun for people to see a tray of pretty things and kind of build their own. I like a build your own situation. So I'm gonna show you what I would do if I had a little get together on Mother's Day. And you slice your cucumber on the bias, so you make a thicker piece or a wider piece to put on your bagel. You just lay that out, make it pretty. So this is assembling, not cooking. You don't wanna cook. Let's do some thinly sliced red onion. I'm gonna get my favorite mandolin here, because then it gives you that really nice thin slice. Beautiful. There you go, your red onion, a green pepper. Same thing. I think I might want to slice this thin too. Got our green pepper rings. And some avocado. So I got some ripe avocado here. A couple of ripe avocado I think is nice to have on the platter. Some capers. Love the salty little bite of capers. Your smoked salmon. Now smoked salmon, they have it everywhere. All the grocery stores have it, and it's beautifully sliced. And so you just pick up one slice at a time, and I just like to place it on the tray here. I also like to tuck a few lemons in, because a little squeeze of lemon on your smoked salmon is really nice. And you got your smoked salmon platter, but we are missing a few things, like a toasted everything bagel for me. I'm either a sesame or everything person, and they've got to be toasted. Okay, first things first, with my bagel, a ton of cream cheese. You just layer in your smoked salmon. Let's do a tomato slice. I like the open face situation too. Let's stack a few of these. That's why I did thin, so you can start to stack. Red onion. Oh, avocado. Some capers, squeeze of lemon. And there is my perfect Mother's Day breakfast.
Now that is my dream breakfast. To all the moms out there, have a wonderful Mother's Day. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Where did the other lady go?
What lady?
I'm California cooking.
Layla? Vacation.
Layla.
Vacation.
You know Layla's name. It's really
I forgot. Take a picture of my eye.